Okay, so this is my weekly thing where I'm going to be doing an online video type thing talking about TNA. Who knows, I might do it every single TNA, ECW, Monday Night Raw. I might do it all. But as of right now, I just got a new webcam. Thought I'd fire it up, see if I can get it on YouTube. I'm a new YouTuber. Yo. Alright, as far as TNA went this week, sorry this is like 4 days late, but I thought I'd get it up better late than never, eh? Yeah, by the way, this is my new office. Check that out. How about that, eh? That's the new office. And for anyone that has not seen my wrestling collection, that's a very small portion of it. You got all of the wrestling movies down there. And I got all the VHS going into DVD, and then going into my collections of years and years and years of wrestling. 96, 97, 98, Raw, going into present decade as we speak. Alright, so here we go. We are going to talk about Impact this week. What an impact it was. No, it wasn't. Let's start off with good. I like the gold medal challenge. I like the idea of it. It's been done before. Basically, it's a copy of the Angle Invitational, but you go with what works, right? Matt Morgan. If TNA builds Matt Morgan really, really well, i.e. giving him a Goldberg persona, because his finisher's killer. That jackhammer type lift into that DDT is amazing. Sheik Abdur-Bashir is got such a charisma about him that he could be the next big thing for TNA. He could be like Christopher Daniels and Elix Skipper and Senshi in Triple X. He could be really, really big. Booker T, his expressions when he speaks in that whole King gimmick are priceless. Most of the time he's like Santino Marella in the fact that he can save a show with just his speaking and his facial expressions. Again, the women's wrestling this week was just absolutely phenomenal for what they did. Looking forward to the street fight next week with Gail Kim and Amazing Kong. However, they gotta really cut down on the gimmick matches. They're getting to be a little bit too much. The gold medal match, the knockout match, the 4 Roads to Glory match coming up, or whatever it is. It's getting to the point where it's just like, why can't you have a regular one-on-one or a regular tag team match? But I guess it's something that, you know, comes and goes with TNA. It's kind of like you got to go with bad. On to bad. Like I said, too many gimmick matches. The opening of the show using the video game as your opening just reeks of like cheesiness and low-level production and just desperation. Buy our video game, where you got to show it every 2 seconds. Matt Morgan, talked about him in the good. Now we're going to talk about him in the bad. You got 2 hours of TV time. You got to utilize that the best way you can. You got to utilize it to build new stars. You got to utilize it to build new feuds, new storylines, good matches, and maybe mix in a little bit of comedy, intrigue, stuff like that. What you don't do is when you're building your new star, put them out there for like a major squash on someone who was an X Division champion like 3-4 months ago. I just don't get it. Probably the WTF moment of the week is Billy Gunn is stylist. Basically typecast back into that homosexual role that he had back in 2002. It's like, why would you even do it? If you can't think of anything relevant for the person, why would you go back and give him this? You're basically stealing from the other competition and going, well, he was basically a homosexual there, let's steal that. which leads me into the LAX and the beer money thing. Now they're working kind of like a semi angle where it's like, oh, well, Homicide has an eye injury. Well, who else has an eye injury? Gee, let me think. Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho. And so it's like, if you guys can think of your own angles and storylines, that would be a lot better, because you're basically ripping off everyone else's. Petey Williams versus Apollo Creed, Consequences Creed, they're one and the same. One was just in a Rocky movie. Great match at Hard Justice, by the way. If you can find the torrent for it, I highly suggest it. Great match, great false finishes. Went about 20 some odd minutes. However, they did a rough cut segment this week, talking about how he, grew up in wrestling, 4 years old. People didn't, people made fun of him for him liking wrestling. Me, everyone else out there. But the one thing I don't understand is, if you're pimping him now and you're pushing him now, why not go back 1 week, have it right before the pay-per-view, get the fans' interest behind him, get a little bit of a bigger, But of course, TNA, they're not going to do that. All in all, not a bad show. Had its ups, had its downs. I absolutely loved the finish of the gold medal match, and how lights go out, Kurt's got Sting's bat. Styles turns around, lights go out, Styles has Jarrett's guitar, and they switch places, So, I thought it was really good. I don't know. We'll see next week. Next week should be interesting, seeing Booker versus Rhino. How about not? We already know that Booker's probably going to win that and be the first one to qualify to face Joe at No Surrender. I don't know. It'll be interesting. There's a lot of stuff that's heating up. We're about 8, 9, 10 weeks away from Bound for Glory in October. So it should be interesting to see how everything kind of comes together for that one big pay-per-view. So this is the first of many, hopefully, video blog type things I'm going to put on YouTube. So hopefully you guys enjoy it.